Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the City Pond Complex here in Covington, Georgia. Tonight's game, as the lights have come on, features the All-Stars from North Carolina, and they'll be facing the All-Stars from Florida. And the All-Stars from Florida wearing different jerseys tonight. Here to explain that, and with your first couple innings of play-by-play, sitting next to my right, my broadcast partner, Dick Bowers.
Thank you, Kevin. And the Mariana boys are dressed out, the Florida boys are dressed out in purple and gold. That's the high school colors in Mariana, Florida, purple and gold. And they have new uniforms this year for their Dixie boys baseball, and it's purple and gold, and we're just glad to see them. Hey, we're about ready for baseball here.
We sure are. Is there any reason why they switched from the red uniforms that they were using earlier?
Well, I talked to one of the coaches, and he said, we played well with our purple and gold.
Superstition. Superstition is the reason why they have switched.
We have the pitching for the Florida boys this evening. On the mound pitching will be Brad Wright, and Clint Morris will be catching. And Clint Morris was a bright spot in one area last night for the Florida boys team from Mariana, and he had a count of 2 strikes, 2 balls, and a runner on third base, and here was the pitch back in the 6th inning. Something wrong. Well, anyway, I don't know what the trouble is.
Well, we were trying to bring you the call of the home run. We had it here.
So Clint Morse got a 2-run home run, a real bright spot for Mariana boys Florida team last night. Hey, we're ready for baseball, and John Tyler steps in for Mariana. Mariana boys are the visiting team. Base hit left field. So Tyler ripped one over the third baseman's head into left field, leads off the game with a clean single to left field.
John Tyler, understanding that the North Carolina pitchers want to start off throwing strikes, was going up there hacking on the first pitch, got one to his liking. Good start for Florida.
So John Tyler leads off the game with a single for Mariana. And coming to bat now would be Richard Pittman playing center field. He bats from the right side. Tyler, a good base runner, and he may be going. We'll have to check him out and see. Here's the stretch from the North Carolina pitcher. And there goes Tyler to second. Throw in. Tyler slides in safely. A good throw, but he beat the play, and he gets a stolen base there. Pitching for North Carolina All-Stars is Montoya Moore, and catching is Jeffrey Genretta. So they have some big names on this North Carolina All-Star team.
John Tyler got a good jump on that pitch. The number one reason why he stole that base was the good jump. Got a good lead off of first base, not really being checked that well by the North Carolina pitcher. But just like that, Florida with a runner in scoring position, they can do some damage.
So Richard Pittman, the batter, center fielder for the Florida boys, has the count of 1 ball, no strikes. Tyler, base runner on at second base. Not away, top of the first, just getting started from Covington, Georgia. The Dixie Boys World Series. Swing, there's a slow chopper to the shortstop. Third baseman cuts in front, cuts it off, gets him. There goes Tyler to third, safely in there. Tyler had to hold up a little bit because he didn't, might have been a play at second base, had to be off too far. So Richard Pittman is out, 5-6. Good play by the third baseman over there. That's registered for North Carolina. He had a good play, and coming up to bat now is Brad Wright. Brad has had a good series. He's 4 for 7 in the series. Couple doubles, several RBIs. Here's a windup in the pitch. Inside and high for ball 1. Brad Wright, leading hitter on the Mariana, Florida team so far this series. He's 4 for 7. Tyler, base runner over at third base. Here's a windup in the pitch from Moore. Inside and low, ball 2.
Nick, we've got 2 teams here wearing uniforms with pretty bright colors. Of course, we mentioned Mariana in their purple and gold. We've also got the North Carolina All-Stars from Columbus County in black and orange.
Here's the next pitch. Inside, cut the corner for a strike. Good pitch from the pitcher, Montoya Moore from North Carolina. North Carolina All-Stars and the Florida All-Stars in the Dixie Boys World Series, Covington, Georgia. The next pitch, fastball. Just missed. 3-1. The count to the batter, number 3 batter for Mariana, Brad Wright. Runner over at third, one away, top of the first. Here's the windup and the pitch. There's a pop fly, shortstop calls for it. He camps under, he squeezes it for out number 2. But Brad Wright didn't get the wood on the ball this time, and he popped up to the shortstop. And the big man, Clay Gerganis, comes up. Bill Dunkel and I talked last night about Clay Gerganis and the catcher for Louisiana. They were both good-sized boys if you saw them.
You would probably think that Gerganis plus the Louisiana catcher between them would probably weigh 500 pounds or more.
Yes. Here's the wind-up and the pitch to Gerganis. He swings at a curveball, foul tips it back to the screen, strike 1.
Gerganis perfectly built for a cleanup hitter at this level. He's a big guy, and he can surely drive the ball out of the ballpark.
He has done it several times this year. Ought to make a good tackle on that football team. Or a wide out or something. Here's the windup and the 1-strike pitch. Swings at a curveball, nips it foul down to third base side, strike 2. 2 away, runner on at third base.
Montoya Moore has the Mariana Banners sort of on their toes with this off-speed pitch that he's got. He's had him out in front 2 or 3 times. They've taken some weak swings off him. They've had to watch because there's good difference between this guy's fastball and his breaking ball.
Yeah, he has a good slow curve there. Gets him off balance, out ahead of it. So Moore looks in. Montoya Moore. He winds and he fires to Gerganis. Outside and high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Clay Gerganis. Tyler, base runner over at third. Infield straightaway, outfield deep and straightaway for North Carolina. The windup and the pitch. Curveball high inside. Count levels off. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Clay Gerganis.
Gerganis thought that ball was going to hit him. He got out of the way of that pitch. That curveball dropped in, just missed the inside corner.
Robert Sasso is on deck. Here's the windup and the pitch. Curveball. There's a slow chopper to the third baseman. He fires in time for the out on a close play over at first base. And Gerganis is retired. Third baseman register to the first baseman over there, and that retires Mariana here. They come up with no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left down on base. And there is no score after the top half of the first inning.
And you are listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. It is the Mariana, Florida All-Stars against the North Carolina All-Stars from Columbus County. And the site of the ball game is Covington, Georgia, the City Pond Complex. And we'll be back with more live baseball action right after this.
Oh, it was terrible. Last night I dreamed that I didn't have HBO. I turned on the television and all the movies had commercials every 15 minutes. The series were old and had been in syndication since 1976. It was horrible. I tried every channel, but it was hopeless. I couldn't find HBO. But then I woke up. I ran to my TV, and there it was, HBO, with uncut and uninterrupted movies like A League of Their Own, Mo Money, Whispers in the Dark, and Strapped, an HBO original movie, plus top comedy series like Dream On and The Larry Sanders Show starring Gary Shandling, not to mention World Championship Boxing and Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam. Believe me, having HBO is a dream come true, but trying to live without it is a nightmare. So wake up and, get HBO.
Call Covington Cable TV 787-4444. 787-4444.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430 Covington.
We are back in Covington, Georgia, and Brad Wright will be on the mound pitching for the Florida Mariana team. Brad pitched in the opening game. He pitched 3 2/3 innings in that game, and he was relieved by Nathan McDonald. He had a good job. He allowed, I believe, 2 runs up to that time. So the leadoff batter is Rebbe Huffstetler, the second baseman for North Carolina. Brad Wright looks in, and his catcher, Clint Morse, takes the first pitch for ball 1, low inside. Brad Wright throws from the left side. Brad is a good athlete. He can run, he can throw. He threw a runner out at the plate in last night's game. It was a beautiful throw. And he's a good pitcher. So he's going to be an all-around good athlete. All right, Brad Wright. 1 ball, no strikes, account to the batter, Robbie Huffstetler. The pitch swing. There's a one hopper right back to Brad Wright. Gets it, throws to first baseman Gerganis. One away. And the Mariana boys flip the ball around the infield and give it back to their pitcher, Brad Wright.
Dick, one question for you. Where is Franco Harris from behind the plate?
Well, the young man, the catching, Clint Morris, hit a home run and a double last night, so apparently he has earned his way into the catching job for tonight's game.
So no immaculate reception for Franco Harris this evening.
That's right. Here's the pitch. There's a foul for strike one to the batter, Mike Slater. Slater plays center field for North Carolina. He's a husky-looking little boy, Mike Slater. Bats from the right side. Mariana infield, straight away outfield. Center field is shaded just a little towards the right of second base area. Here's the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike two. Caught him looking on a little slow change. Sasso playing way up towards center field. Left center. I mean, it's center left. It's to the center of left, isn't it?
It sure is.
Next pitch inside for ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Robert Sasso out in left. Pittman in center field, and over in right field for Mariana, it will be Nathan McDonald. The windup and the pitch. There is another foul, back out of play. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the first inning, no score. And we have 1 out with North Carolina batting, and they are the home team.
Over on field number 1, there's another game going on tonight, and the game features the All-Stars from Lufkin, Texas versus South Carolina. We'll update for you in a moment.
Next pitch is high for a ball. That should be a dandy over there. Texas, I understand they're singing a song, All Eyes Are on Texas.
Texas is a tough team. They put up 17 runs on Saturday. Right now, South Carolina leading 1-0.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 from Brad Wright. So Slater goes number 10. And coming up now would be, do we have the right numbers on these fellas? 1 to 3, the first man, and then a K, and Grathers, Carlos Grathers is the batter. And he has a strike. 1 strike. 1 ball, no strikes, and we have 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That's the first strikeout for Brad Wright in the game. Brad Wright, southpaw. He stretches, always pitches from the stretch. Next pitch in there for strike 2. Good fastball.
Another thing that Brad Wright always does is pitching from the left side of the rubber, which gives him a little extra advantage against those right-handed batters pitching from over here.
He does.
That release point is closer to those right-handed batters, and Wright mixes his pitches very well.
There's a shot, goes foul. Ooh, wow, just is foul. I thought I caught that chalk line down. It was close. I mean, that was really close down there.
Sure was. Mariana may have gotten a break there as the ball looked like it hit the chalk line. Looked like it went over the third base bag fair, but the umpire has the final say. Number 3 batter in a hole.
There was an umpire right down there where it went by him, so apparently he was right. So we have a count of 2 strikes, 2 out here. Brad Wright stretches, pitches, pop up, infield. Third baseman calls for it, and he squeezes it for out number 3 here. So for North Carolina, they had 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. No score through 1.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series from City Pond Complex in Covington, Georgia. More of North Carolina versus Florida after this.
I was at Pippin's Barbecue the other day having some pork barbecue, and it was great. But then I looked over at the next table, and they were having smoked chicken, so I ordered that too. And then I found out about the Brunswick stew, so I ordered that. And then I figured, what the heck, why not just order the whole Pippin's Barbecue menu? But I didn't, because I just didn't have the room on the table.
Our food and our service just can't be beat. You're gonna love what you eat.
Pippin's Barbecue, Highway 20 South in Conyers and on Alcovey Road in Covington.
The folks at Carroll Home Healthcare want you to know why they are growing so fast. It's simple. They care. They try to treat customers like family. Whether you or a loved one needs oxygen, a hospital bed, a lift chair, or just new tips on a walker, come by and get that family feeling that their customers are talking about. They're at Covington Plaza next to McDonald's. Call them at 786-2030 and find out what they can do for you. Carroll Home Healthcare, the family place, 786-2030. You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430, Covington.
Sasso is the batter, and the first pitch he fouls down the third base side for strike one. In the bottom of the first inning, North Carolina had 3 up, 3 down, a ground out to the pitcher, a strikeout, and a ground out to and a pop up to the third baseman. So Brad Wright got him down, 3 up, 3 down. Here's the next pitch to Robert Sasso, fastball. Another shot down the third base side, but foul. That's strike 2. Robert Sasso is capable of hitting the long ball.
Sasso was out in front of those last 2 pitches.
That's right.
Earlier today, we had a wind blowing to left field. Not much wind here. If it was still blowing to left, maybe that would aid Sasso's balls that are down that line.
Here's the next pitch. Curveball, cut the inside corner. Strike 3, and Sasso Robert is a strikeout victim. The first strikeout for Moore here in the ball game. So we have 1 out, top of the second, and coming to bat for the Florida boys from Mariana, Rhett Williams, and he is a fine third baseman. He pitched twice yesterday in the ball game. Here's the windup and the pitch to Rhett. Curveball in there for strike 1.
Judging from what we've seen early on, it may be a pitcher's duel. Both Brad Wright and Montoya Moore are getting their pitches over for strikes.
Here's the windup and the next pitch from Moore. It's up high for a ball. There was a pitching duel over here in the early game, Georgia and Tennessee. Each team had 3 hits, and the score was 3-2 in favor of Tennessee.
And all those runs were scored in the first inning, not a single run scored afterwards.
Here's the 1-1 pitch there's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Strike 2 to Rhett Williams. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. We have 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Here's the wind-up and the next pitch. Another break shot, left field, base hit, Rhett Williams. He will be the base runner at first base. So Rhett finally gets him another good base solid hit there to left field. Yeah, Rhett started the game last night for Mariana, the Florida boys. They took him out after 3 innings, then he came back and pitched part of the 6th and 7th inning. So the batter now is Nathan McDonald. Nathan playing out in right field this evening. He will probably come on and pitching later on in the game. Bat from the right side. Had a couple of base hits in last night's game. Here's the stretch throw to first base, but the base runner, Rhett Williams, back in safely. Moore on the mound. Montoya Moore pitching for North Carolina. And the catcher is Jeffrey Genretta. And the batter, Nathan McDonald. Here's the stretch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball. He nipped it foul. Back to the screen. Strike 1. 1 strike the count to Nathan McDonald.
With a pitcher's duel going on and what appears to be a pitcher's duel ensuing here, both teams may find any way they can to manufacture a run. Look for maybe a steal or possibly even a sacrifice bunt here.
Possibly so. Rhett Williams takes about a 3-step lead off first base. There he goes. Check swing, throw to second base. He's in there safely. The ball goes by, and here comes Rhett over to third base safely at third, just by a step at third base. So on the E2, I guess, Rhett Williams goes around to third.
Credit Rhett Williams with some heads-up base running. He could have slid into second base and basically just taken the base, but noticed that behind him the ball had gotten away from the second baseman. He decided to take a chance and be aggressive, and because of his aggressive base running, Florida 75 feet away from putting a run on the board.
And the count is 2 strikes to Nathan McDonald. Nathan batting from the right side. He steps in. Facing pitcher Moore. Montoya Moore winds and fires. It's high and away for 1 ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Nathan McDonald. Nathan, a good hitter and an excellent pitcher. Here's the windup and the pitch from Moore. Inside, he popped it up on a check swing, and it foul ball out of play. Kevin, you're going to get a baseball yet?
I am going to get one. That one landed about 6 or 7 feet off to our right and out of play. Sooner or later, someone's going to foul one right back this way, and I'm going to have me a foul ball.
So Kevin pitches. There's another foul ball back to the screen. Kevin pitches, and he tries to catch a foul ball, but he can't do it. They'll hit one in here before long. Count remained 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nathan McDonald. Batting against Montoya Moore, the North Carolina pitcher. Mariana has a runner, Brett Williams, over at third base. 1 out. We're in the top of the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was, he was tied up all the way on that one. Strikeout number 2 for Moore. And the batter coming up now will be Clint Morse. Clint was a good hitter last night, a home run and a double for the Florida boys. Clint Morse, wind-up pitch. There's a shot that is fouled down the third base side. Mariana had a runner on at third base in the first inning. That was John Tyler, led off the game with a single and worked his way around to third base, but they couldn't get him in. And now we have a 2 out, runner on the third, and the batter is Clint Morse. Clint bats from the right side, doing the catching this evening. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. Fastball just low and away for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Clint Morris. Infield straight away for North Carolina. Outfield, left field is shaded to the left side. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Clint Morris. That was a fastball right down about knee-high in the outside corner of the plate.
Montoya Moore is able to throw his fastball and his curveball for strikes, plus keeping them both inside.
Control, doesn't he?
He certainly does, and he's keeping the ball inside, too.
Here's the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball, shot to the shortstop. He gets it. The second off. Long throw. He gets him. Mariana, Florida boys are retired. 6-3. So here in the top of the second. No runs, 1 base hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. No score through 1.5, and we have...
You are listening to the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here from City Pond Complex in Covington, Georgia. More of North Carolina and Florida after this.
Listen to the top brass. We do. And the City of Covington Electric System, you're more than just a customer. You're a utility owner. That makes you our top priority. When you call the tune as one of our customer owners, it's our business to listen. This is what makes public power special. Local control means that everyone has a say in how the utility is operated and how community goals are met. Public ownership of electric service is like owning your own home. Private ownership is like renting it. Because public power is not for profit, our only mission is to provide reliable electric service at fair rates. The City of Covington Electric System counts every citizen as top brass. When you sound off, we pay attention. Look at public power in a new light. After all, it's yours.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430 Covington.
More baseball action coming your way. World Series action from Covington, Georgia. Mariana, Florida boys playing the boys out of North Carolina. We have no score through 1.5 innings of play. We're in the bottom of the second inning now, and coming up is a cleanup batter. Richard Booth plays out in right field for North Carolina, and he will be facing the Mariana pitcher, Brad Wright. Brad winds and fires, swings, and he misses for strike 1. That was Brad Wright is a left-hand pitcher, and the ball was kind of breaking into and down to the right-hand batter, Richard Booth. Here's the windup in the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 strikes to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second for North Carolina. He looks down to his third base coach and he says, "Okay, son, you just step in there and take your time and put some wood on the ball. Put some metal on it." Here's the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches, and Brad Wright gets his second strikeout of the game. Coming to bat, Levy Jones, the first baseman. He's a big boy, and he bats from the right side.
Credit Brad Wright with some great pitching there. Wright used the off-speed pitch to set up the fastball. Off-speed pitch was so well that by the time he threw the fastball, Booth couldn't catch up with it.
All right, here's the stretch from Wright. Pitch on the way. Strike call right down the middle. 4 pitches and 4 strikes. No score. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Florida and North Carolina. Swing, pop up. Is it out of play? It's going to be very close. Just out of play. Foul ball down the left side. Just could have been back here. You might have got that one, Kevin.
Now you would have had to wrap the bat around that one just a little bit harder for me to catch up with that. That one bounced off that third base dugout. Incidentally, there were some folks on top of that third base dugout filming last game. James Wyndham and I talked about it. That was Alabama versus Mississippi. That's a pretty dangerous place to be filming from.
Very dangerous. So we have 2 strikes to the batter. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Oh, he foul-tipped it. Oh, no, he didn't. And he is out of there. That's strikeout number 3 for the Mariana, Florida pitcher, Brad Wright.
Well, against Booth, he used the off-speed to set up the fastball. This time using the fastball to set up the curve. Curve was outside and it broke down, and Jones just couldn't catch up to it.
Here's the pitch to the next batter. Swings and he misses for strike 1. This is Ryan Register, the third baseman. Bats from the right side. Doesn't seem to be a lot of velocity. I mean, it's good speed, but not all that much. There is a ball. That's the first ball he's thrown in this inning, I believe. It is. Got a couple foul balls.
Even though there's not much velocity on that fastball, there's enough difference between fastball and breaking ball to offset the hitter's timing.
Here's the next pitch. That's a good fastball in there for strike 2. Well, that's 1-1. Check that. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was right. The ump says, check the board, boys. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. To the batter, Ryan Register. There's a chopper, but it's foul down the third base side. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The thing that Wright has done here in the second, better than any pitcher we've seen in this tournament, is keeping the ball low. No matter what, he's not putting anything up in the hitter's wheelhouse.
Brett Williams playing up towards short at third. And the next pitch, did he go? He said no. So it's count levels off. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the batter. Brett Williams at third base. Jake Mathis over at shortstop for the Florida boys. Over at second base, we have John Tyler, and the first is Clay Gerganis. Here's the pitch. That's way outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the batter, Ryan Register. I believe this is the first full count we have seen Mariana, Florida boys into. Full count to the batter, 2 away. We're in the bottom of the second, no score. The windup and the pitch. Good fastball. He swings and he misses strike 3. And Brad Wright strikes out the side. That's number 4 for him in the game. So through 2 innings of play, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base, and we have no score.
You are listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. It's the folks from Columbus County, East North Carolina versus the folks from Mariana, Florida on the Dixie Boys Radio Network. And we'll be back with more exciting play-by-play action after this.
County, now you have a choice. That choice is Rockdale Team Sports, located in Salem Gate Shopping Center in Conyers. Rockdale Team Sports provides you with everything you'll need for baseball, softball, basketball, football, and soccer. Take advantage of our fast in-house custom lettering and screen printing. We also offer low prices, friendly service, and a complete uniform service. Rockdale Team Sports would like to congratulate all the participants in this year's Little League World Series, and especially the city of Covington.
At Food Depot, we invite you to try a new and better way of doing business. You buy the groceries at our cost, plus 10%. This week's specials include large crisp lettuce, 68 cents a head. Thompson seedless white grapes, 78 cents a pound. Soft and gentle bathroom tissue, a 4-pack for only 78 cents. Half a gallon of assorted flavors of Mayfield ice cream for only $1.79. A 4-pack of Flavor Right biscuits, sweet milk or buttermilk, 83 cents. USDA heavy western boneless round steak, $1.65 a pound. Fresh quarter loin pork chops, $1.59 a pound. And quality hamburger or hot dog buns, a 12-pack, only 63 cents. Food Depot in Covington, Conyers, and Stockbridge.
Complex in Covington, Georgia. Kevin Holden and Dick Bowers taking you through your action between Florida and North Carolina. Pitch to Jake Mathis has popped up. Montoya Moore calls for it, makes the catch for out number 1, and Jake Mathis is retired. Florida now moves back to the top of the order. John Tyler followed by Rashard Pittman. Last inning, Brad Wright struck out the side. 6 up and 6 down for North Carolina. Brad Wright doing an excellent job of pitching in the early going for Mariana. Here's second baseman John Tyler, Florida second baseman. His first time up, singled. He was stranded at third base. Right-handed batter standing in, Moore into the wind. His pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. We're also checking out the action over on field number 1. South Carolina taking on Texas 4-0 in favor of the visiting team, which looks like South Carolina in the first inning, so Texas is self-destructing there. Pitch is low. That's interesting. Texas.
Very interesting.
Texas looked like a team that wouldn't be beaten. 2-0 is the count now to John Tyler. Montoya Moore the wind. The 2-0 pitch outside, 3-0.
Tyler's a right-hand batter, plays second base for the Florida boys.
Defense playing around toward left field. Ball 4 coming in low, and on 4 pitches, John Tyler down at first base.
That's the first baseman ball given up by the North Carolina pitching. Oh, Mariana, Florida boys have had a runner each inning here in the game.
That's something the North Carolina can't say at all.
And Tyler may be going because he's a good runner. That boy's daddy was one of the fastest halfbacks I've ever seen in high school.
Well, maybe John Tyler, following in his father's footsteps, will steal second base here, as Mariana needing to get on the board. No score in the 3rd inning. Rashard Pittman, center fielder, 0 for 1. Grounded out to Brian Register, his last time runner going on the pitch, and there will be no throw. That was some speed on that stolen base. No throw whatsoever. So Florida with a runner in scoring position and only 1 out.
And the pitch was a strike to Pittman.
Stretched by Montoya Moore, and the 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2 at the knees on the outside corner, 0-2.
On deck is Brad Wright.
Montoya Moore looks at the runner at second. His 0-2 pitch is high and inside. Tried to drop the curveball in, didn't snap it off well enough. 1-2.
That was a good pitch, just didn't come down for him.
1-2 the count, stretching the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Out in front of the off speed and down on strikes is Rashard Pittman. 3rd strikeout from Montoya Moore.
And Brad Wright, the pitcher, popped up to the shortstop, is the next batter, bats from the left side. He has had 4 hits in the series so far.
Long as he continues pitching the way he is, I don't think they really care how much offense he puts on the board as long as he keeps pitching like that. Stretching the first pitch, popped up back this way, and bounces about 2.5 feet off to the left.
Kevin Holden, just about got a baseball.
What is this?
Is that it? He got it. It bounced up there. And he got the baseball. He's going to autograph that ball for us. We're going to take it back to Mariana, Florida.
Did that ball seriously bounce all the way up here? I can't believe that. A ball came right up here, too. Here's a throw to second, runner back safely. Well, I'm happy, folks. I have my baseball. Of course, now they'll make me turn this in, and I'll get a free Coke for it, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll autograph it for you, then you won't have to turn it in.
I was thinking about getting this autographed by you and James Wyndham and Ken Malcolm as well.
Yes.
All our broadcast partners. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Count is 0-2.
Brad Wright, he swings and misses at a good curveball there. Now the pitcher wants to talk to his catcher. That's Montoya Moore talking to Genretta. Moore's a pretty smooth little pitcher out there for North Carolina. He's throwing a lot of change, breaking stuff, and pretty good fastball. And 2 strikes to the batter, Brad Wright.
Wright bats as he throws, left-handed. Here's the stretch from Moore, and the 0-2 pitch, way outside. Good stop by Genretta to keep that one from going back to the screen. 1-2.
That was a good pitch. Now he'll come inside with this one.
Moore with the stretch. 1-2 pitch is inside. It's a ball. Runner heads down to third. Throw down there, and he is out. John Tyler caught stealing second. Score at 2-5 in your scorebook. That'll do it for Mariana. We'll see Brad Wright again in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, No errors, no one left on base. After 2.5 innings of play, no score, and you're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series from City Pond Complex in Covington, Georgia. It's Florida versus North Carolina, and we'll be back with more exciting baseball action after this.
Cable News Network brings the world into your home. Their aggressive professional reporters cover stories to their fullest, providing you the chance to witness history in the making. Whether it be the rainforest in the Amazons or the country roads of Kansas, CNN is there around the clock breaking and updating news. Hear firsthand news that will impact today and shape tomorrow. Subscribe to the Cable News Network. Call Covington Cable TV at 787-4444. That's 787-4444 for CNN.
Are you planning a special get-together with family and friends? Then do it at Pippin's Barbecue. We'll provide the food and the fun for just a few people or a large group. Or if the party's at your place, let us provide the catering while you enjoy the party. Call us ahead of time or stop by Pippin's Barbecue at both our locations.
Our food and our service just can't be beat. You're gonna love what you eat.
Pippin's Barbecue, Highway 20 South in Conyers and on Alcovey Road in Covington.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430, Covington.
Let's pause for 15 seconds for station identification here on the Dixie Boys Radio Network.
Tradition and excellence since 1946. That's WGFS AM 1430, Covington.
You sure? And they forced me to give up my baseball. I can't believe they made me give up my baseball, but I gave it to him. Brad Wright is the pitcher. North Carolina batter swings and misses at the first pitch, and the count is 0-1.
It's actually Carteretta.
Right. Yeah. Right into the line. The 0-1 pitch. Swung line right back up the middle. That's the base hit. First base hit for North Carolina in this game.
The score was 4-3, South Carolina over Texas. We hear a lot of noise over there. I guess something else is going on.
So Texas has come back. They were down 4-0. Ashley what's his name? Ashley Cartretta. Cartretta is his name. We should have checked that pronunciation before the game began. Cartretta singles. He's on first base with nobody out. Here's Jeffrey Jenrette. Throw goes over to first base, and a runner is back there safely. Now time called as the North Carolina head coach goes to talk with his batter. Excuse me.
He may want to move the runner along, but he's a little fella, the runner on first base. He probably runs pretty well. He's taking about a 2-step, 2.5-step, 3-step, easing off.
Pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes the count. The coaches for the North Carolina team, Bryant Baker, Larry Slater, and Jerry Hemingway. North Carolina team comes from Columbus County East. They reached the state tournament by winning their 4th consecutive state title. They reached this tournament by doing that. As there's a bunt out in front, Brad Wright picks it up, fires to first for the out. Jeffrey Jenrette moves over to second base. On the sacrifice, scored 1, 2, 3 in your scorebooks.
That was a good, beautiful bunt. Down between the pitcher and first base, and Brad Wright fielded it cleanly, looked at second, saw he didn't have time, so he went to first, to Garganis, and retired the base runner. So they have a runner on at second base now, and the pitcher is the batter.
Montoya Moore, number 9 batter, swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Montoya Moore, judging by the fact that he's in the 9th spot, is probably a much better pitcher than he is a hitter. Inherits a situation here of a runner at second base and 1 out, 0-1 the count. Right with the stretch, still pitching from that left side of the rubber. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed at the outside fastball, 0-2.
Good pitch by Brad Wright. Infield straight away for the Florida boys. Middle infield trying to hold a runner on at second base.
The stretch from Brad Wright, the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Ball gets by the catcher, Morse. He'll throw down to first for the out. Runner heads to third. Here's the throw down there. Hits the runner and bounces away. Runner will be safe there. As the ball got away from the catcher on the pass ball, Cartretta Moving down to third base on the pass ball, Montoya Moore strikes out, 2-3 on the putout. Do I have that name correct, Cartretta? Ashley Cartretta is his name?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Cartretta. I was checking the book here. They have a runner on third base. That is North Carolina now in the top of the batting order. Huffstetler, and they throw the ball away. There's a play at the plate, and they get him. The catcher threw the ball to third base, and the third baseman let the ball get away, and the runner came on for home, and the third baseman for Mariana made a good throw. That was Brett Williams to the catcher, Clint Morris, and he nailed him for the out.
And you know they did that while we were looking down. That should be illegal. Well, we head to the fourth inning, and nothing doing for North Carolina in the third. We head to the fourth with no score from Covington, Georgia at the City Pond Complex. You're listening to our live coverage of the Dixie Boys World Series. Here from Covington, Georgia, it's the North Carolina All-Stars versus the Florida All-Stars as I receive my Sprite, which I gave up the foul ball for, and we'll be back after this break.
Oh, boy.
It's time for the hot summer clearance sale at Lane Body Shop and Marine on new and previously owned pontoons. Used pontoons starting at $3,500 and closeout prices on new pontoons. Javelin bass boats with Evinrude motors, flat bottom aluminum boats, and pedal boats. Plus clearance prices on all Evinrude outboard motors in stock. Hurry and buy before the 94s arrive and save. Lane Body Shop and Marine is your local boat headquarters, located at 12247 Flat Shoals Road in Covington. Phone number 786-7405 or 787-2060.
You ever had one of them mornings where you just couldn't wake up because you didn't sleep worth a flip all night? Well, join us this Friday morning for a Health Line as we talk about insomnia and some of the many things that cause it, affect it, and what goes on with the sleep. That's Friday the 13th. We're going to learn something good about insomnia, so mark your calendars now for 8:40 a.m.
Brad Wright takes a pitch high and outside. It's 2-1. They're working quickly here. North Carolina versus Florida, working very quickly. Brad Wright was at bat when John Tyler was caught stealing third base. Right now has a count of 2-1. Swings and misses here, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brad Wright popped out to the shortstop back in the first inning. Kevin Holden and Dick Bowers having fun up here in the press box as we're looking at Florida versus North Carolina. 2-2 pitches inside, 3-2.
And the infield for the North Carolina boys straight away. They're deep. And the outfield also straight away and deep.
Meat of the Florida order up, trying to get some runs across. 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed at the off speed. Wright is down on strikes. Strikeout number 4 for Montoya Moore.
So both these pitchers are showing their stuff. They're reaching back and doing what they have to do. They're throwing the fastballs, the changeups, and the curveballs. And
here's Clay Gerganis.
Now comes in.
Clay Gerganis for the Florida team. 0 for 1, swings and misses at the first pitch.
Good curveball by Moore. He's got a good sharp curve.
The wind and the pitch, swing and a miss again by Gerganis, this time at the fastball, 0-2. Dick, there's something I've been meaning to ask you about your hometown of Mariana, Florida. With the coming of the Florida Marlins, have you seen sort of a rejuvenation of baseball down there?
Well, really, our area, we're in the Panhandle. So we are way 450 miles from Miami. So people, they're on television a lot.
As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, Gerganis down on strikes. 5th strikeout now for Montoya Moore. Reason I was wondering, though, is because the state of Florida was just ecstatic after receiving the expansion franchise, and I know that a lot of folks in Florida who may not have been interested in baseball before have now taken an interest in the game, and I thought that in '93, the first year the Marlins played, I thought it may show here in this team, and of course Florida bringing a strong team to the tournament.
Well, there's a lot of interest in the Marlins, and
there's a swing and a miss by Sasso.
I think the Atlanta Braves, the closest they're going to get to the World Series is Covington, Georgia, if they come over here to see some of this game.
Poor Braves, there's a swing and a miss again by Sasso. The Braves have played very good baseball, but the San Francisco Giants, wearing the same colors as this North Carolina Columbus County team, by the way, as the 0-2 pitch is low and outside, 1-2. San Francisco Giants have played just awesome baseball, and I don't think anybody could catch the Giants the way they're playing right now.
Nobody's going to beat them.
The wind by Moore, the 1-2 pitch, high, 2-2. Well, your picks then are, I guess, are San Francisco in the West. How about the National League East?
Good question. Good. Let me have a minute to think about that one.
2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. And Montoya Moore striking out the side. All of them swinging here in the fourth inning. Nothing doing for Marietta, Florida. And, Dick, you get some time to think about that question, and we will talk about that in just a moment. You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. It is the North Carolina All-Stars versus the Florida All-Stars. Back with more live baseball action after this.
Steele Jones Insurance Agency at 1132 Floyd Street in Covington has been at the same convenient downtown location for 24 years. Steele Jones is a full-service agency that offers home, health, and auto insurance. For personal or business needs, Steele Jones offers life and health insurance, fire insurance, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, package policies, mobile home coverage, boat coverage, and bonds. Call Hugh Steele or Bob Jones at 786-9213. Together, they have 66 years of insurance experience. Steele Jones hours are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 5, and Friday from 8:30 to 6. Steele Jones Insurance, where personal service is more than a slogan.
County, now you have a choice. That choice is Rockdale Team Sports, located in Salem Gate Shopping Center in Conyers. Rockdale Team Sports provides you with everything you'll need for baseball, softball, basketball, football, and soccer.
The number 2 batter for North Carolina. He'll be at first with 1 out. Here's Carlos Grathers. The shortstop is 0 for 1. I wanted to ask you what you thought about the Chicago White Sox leading in the American League Western Division.
Well, I have a tender spot for the White Sox. I like them. I just wish them a lot of luck.
Have you ever heard their broadcast tandem of Kenny Harrelson and Tom Paciorek?
I have.
They are a different bunch, aren't they? There's a called strike on the outside corner.
They do a good job. But like you say, they're a little different. But I like them. I like the White Sox.
White Sox definitely playing good baseball. Blackjack McDowell.
Well, I like Detroit also.
Detroit can hit the homers with anybody. There's a pitch back to the screen. Runner hits to second, makes a wide turn there, but he'll hold on the wild pitch. Mike Slater taking second base. The folks from Motown, they can mash the ball out of the ballpark with just about anybody.
Anybody. Now we have a runner on at second base for North Carolina with 1 out.
Time is called. Umpire goes out to dust off home plate. May have been a problem with the catcher, Clinton Morse.
Got a lot of dirt in his face, his mask. He threw it off going after that pass ball or wild pitch.
Runner at second and 1 down. Grathers standing back in. The stretch by right and the pitch. Swung on, grounded 2 hops off the third baseman's mitt. Shortstop picks it up. He'll have no play. All hands are safe. Slater takes third. On the single by Grathers, first and third with 1 down. And coming up, the cleanup batter, Richard Booth.
He was a strikeout victim back in the second inning as the Florida pitcher, Brad Wright, struck out to side.
Wright still pitching well. North Carolina batter still not getting good hits off him. Right now, just the seeing eye singles. The stretch. Ryan Wright steps off, checks the runner at first. Morse gives the sign to his pitcher as the runners take their leads. Runners going from first on the pitch. Throw down to second will not be made. He'll take it standing up. Scored in your scorebook, stolen base or catcher's indifference, depending on how you want to look at it.
But he's there anyway. That's what counts for North Carolina.
Second and third for North Carolina with 1 out. Cleanup batter Richard Booth with a count of 1-0. Stretch in the 1-0 pitch high, 2 balls and no strikes. Wright putting himself in a jam. He's got to come after Booth now, down 2-0. Levy Jones, a strikeout victim his last time, is on deck. Slater off third. Grathers off second, and a ball fouled back to the screen, 2-1. Every time I see a foul ball coming back this way, I get excited.
Too bad you had to give that one back.
Well, that's okay, though, because they gave me a squeeze bottle of Sprite that says Dixie Boys World Series from Covington, Georgia, 1993 on it. This can be my souvenir just as much as that baseball can, and plus there's plenty of good Sprite in here.
Yes. All right.
Runners at second and third with one down. Right-handed batter Richard Booth standing in there for the North Carolinians. Wright again checks the runner at third, pitching from the stretch. Here's the 2-1 pitch, high and outside, 3-1.
Brad is not throwing with the intensity that he started off with.
Seems like he's lost a little bit off his fastball.
Lead-off walk, bunt, fielder's choice.
Snap throw over to third. Runner throw gets away. Runner from third will score. And Grathers will move over to third. Called an error on the pitcher on the attempted pickoff play. Ball got by the third baseman, allowing Slater to score. North Carolina gets on the board first in this pitcher's duel, and ironically, an error by the pitcher, allowing that first run to score. Now a conference on the mound.
Yeah, they're going to have a summit conference out there in the mound now, and there's a possibility they might make a pitching change. But they haven't made any decisions as yet. Tony Gerganis is talking to all his boys out there. With a runner on the third, one run in and only one out, they do have a situation here.
Wright has given up only 2 base hits, and he's only walked 1 hitter.
And they break it up. They're getting ready to play more baseball.
Booth has a count of 3-1. Runner at third, 1 out. Wright in the soup, trying to get out of this jam. Glares at his catcher, Morse. Morse gives him the sign, the stretch. The very important 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Good inside pitch, 3-2.
Good fastball by Brad Wright. He needs this one.
Levy Jones, North Carolina first baseman, is on deck. Grathers taking his lead in foul territory. Off of third. Time is called now.
Ball called on the pitcher.
And they're going to have to talk
from third base.
They're going to have to talk about that one to see what the problem was, but a balk allowing a runner to score. So the only person that's hurting Marietta here is the pitcher, as Brad Wright has pitched very well, but an error by Wright and also a balk has allowed 2 runs to score, and that's the only scoring in this game for either side.
3-2 count to the batter.
Now with no one on, Wright just needs to concentrate on getting this hitter. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Ball gets away from the catcher. He'll throw down to first base. Strikeout on 2-3 on the putout.
Strikeout number 5 for Brad Wright.
And a good job of bearing down after having that trouble earlier.
Well, they have 1 run in this inning and 2 runs and 1 base hit. And the base hit was one of those flaky ones, you know. It looked like it was a spinner going backwards. And the third baseman just couldn't quite handle it.
First pitch high and outside. He checked his swing. Did Levy Jones. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0 North Carolina. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Stretched by Wright and the pitch. Called strike inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Brad Wright pitches from the stretch at all times, and it helps his control. He has only walked 1 batter. 1-1 pitch swung fouled off at the plate. 1-2. Florida contingency down the third base line, much larger than the North Carolina contingency down that first base line. Florida fans beginning to make some noise. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Ball gets by the catcher, going to be a tough throw to first. Nice play from Clint Morse, showing his medal behind the plate. 6 strikeout, 2-3 on the putout, and that'll do it for North Carolina. They put 2 across on only 1 hit. There was 1 error and no one left on base. And after 4, 2-0 is your score in favor of North Carolina. You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. It's the North Carolina All-Stars versus the Florida All-Stars from City Pond Complex in Covington, Georgia. And we'll be back with more exciting play-by-play action after this.
Oh, it was terrible. Last night I dreamed that I didn't have HBO. I turned on the television, and all the movies had commercials every 15 minutes. The series were old and had been in syndication since 1976. It was horrible. I tried every channel, but it was hopeless. I couldn't find HBO. But then I woke up. I ran to my TV, and there it was! HBO! With uncut and uninterrupted movies like A League of Their Own, Mo Money, Whispers in the Dark, and Strapped, an HBO original movie. Plus top comedy series like Dream On and The Larry Sanders Show starring Gary Shandling. Not to mention World Championship Boxing and Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam. Believe me, having HBO is a dream come true. But trying to live without it is a nightmare. So wake up! And, get HBO.
Call Covington Cable TV 787-4444. 787-4444.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430 Covington.
And we are back from the City Pond Complex with the play-by-play action is Dick Bowers.
All right, Rhett Williams steps in and swings at a curveball for strike one. They didn't put it on the board yet, but he swung at it and missed it. North Carolina leading 2-0 in a somewhat of a freakish inning. Here's a windup and a pitch from Moore to Williams, and it's inside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Rhett. The line score for North Carolina, they have 2 runs on 2 base hits through 4 innings. Mariana, Florida, there's a base hit. That's his second base hit of the game. Out into left field. Solid line drive single by Rhett Williams. His second hit of the ball game.
Williams has 2 of the 3 Florida base hits. Now, last time up, Williams got a single, then stole second base and reached third when the throw went into center field. Look for Williams to probably be stealing again as Mariana looking to get back into this ball game.
Nathan McDonald will be stepping in. He was Nathan, a rare strikeout victim back in the second inning. McDonald bats from the right side. Rhett Williams on at first base. Nobody out. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. 2-0 score. Curveball, he swings and misses, strike one. Rhett Williams, a runner over at first, led off the 5th inning here with a clean single, his second hit of the ball game. Infield straight away, outfield straight away. Center field is way deep for McDonald. Nathan hits both his long drives to left center field. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball. It's a little bit low. There goes Williams on into second base. No play as the ball gets away from the catcher.
Call it a pass ball.
I believe you're correct. PB, pass ball. So we have 1-1 to count to Nathan McDonald. He looks over to his coach at third base. He gives him some encouraging words. He steps back in. Moore stretches, looks to second, throw to second. Right on the bag. But the runner, Rhett Williams, was back in safely. Second baseman playing kind of close to second base now. Here's the windup and the pitch, way high and inside. Pushes McDonald off the plate. That's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Nathan McDonald. Florida boys trailing 2-0 here. As North Carolina picked up a couple of runs in the last inning. Here's a windup and the pitch. There's a pop back and over, foul. May go in the other field. Ooh, it hit the screen and come back down into the bleachers. Wow, somebody could have got hurt there.
Bleachers.
You say Texas is leading?
Texas is now leading. Boy, they can put some offense on the board. It was 4-0 South Carolina. Now 6-4 Texas. They're still in the bottom of the second inning.
Wow. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Nathan McDonald from Moore. Swing, there's a chopper. Shortstop holds a runner at second, throws to first in time, and Nathan McDonald is out 6-3, short to first. And coming up to bat now would be Clint Morris. Clint, first time up, he grounded out too short. So we have a runner on at second base for the Florida boys. That being Rhett Williams, who led off the inning with a single. And the catcher for the Florida boys is Clint Morris. He steps in, facing the right-hand pitcher, Moore. Montoya Moore. Here's his throwback to second, not in time. I know last night in the game, the pitcher for Louisiana made several throws to second base, and every one was right on the bag. And that's the way this Moore pitcher does for North Carolina. Swing, there's a foul ball down to third base side. It was a breaking ball. He was way ahead of Clint Morris was. Clint Morris doing the catching. He got the starting job tonight because he had a double and a home run last night coming in relief. Here's the pitch inside for a ball. So we have 1-1 count to Clint Morris. One away, base runner on at second. Florida boys of Mariana trailing 2-0. Here's the stretch by Toya Morris. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. We hesitated on that. The ump hesitates a little before he gives the signal, but it's 2 balls and a strike now the count to the batter, Clint Morris. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a curveball. That's strike 2. The count levels off. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Morris has not seen much to hit in this at bat. Pitches inside and outside.
Inside, outside, fastball, breaking ball. Throw back to second once again. But the base runner, Rhett Williams, is back in there safely.
That pickoff play to second base is something you have to practice a lot, and North Carolina apparently has done so.
Here's the pitch, breaking ball, a little bit too high, full count to the Florida batter, Clint Morris. Base runner on at second base. Clint Morris batter, 1 away. We're in the 5th inning. The top of the 5th inning, 2-0 score. North Carolina leading the Florida boys from Mariana. Clint Morris steps out. The little pitcher for North Carolina, I have to comment on him, Montoya Moore. He is very, very cool out there. He's mixing up his pitches. Here's a curveball. Strike 3 call. You can see that curveball coming, and that is strikeout number 7, if my arithmetic is right, for Toya Morris. Montoya. And we have Jake Mathis the batter now. Jake is due. That's from the left side. There's the stretch. Swing. There's a chopper to the first baseman. Fair or foul? Foul ball. He would have been a dead pitch and had it been fair, because the first baseman way back there on the edge of the grass got it, and he was going to beat Mathis to the bag. But just a long strike to Jake.
It's going to take a 2-out base hit from Jake Mathis if Florida can do some damage here in the 5th inning.
Here's the stretch by the pitcher Moore. The pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. Mathis caught looking on the good fastball. He thought it was inside, apparently. He didn't like the call. 2-strike pitch from Moore. On the way. Breaking ball. Fly ball. Right field. It's high. Right fielder camps under it, however. And he squeezes it for out number 3. Mathis flies out deep to right field to close out the top of the 5th inning for Mariana. Florida boys, they come up with no runs. They had 1 base hit, no errors, and had 1 man left on base. 4.5 innings have gone by. 2-0 North Carolina.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. It's the Florida All-Stars taking on the North Carolina All-Stars, and we will be back with more live baseball action from City Pond Park in Covington right after this.
Carroll Home Healthcare carries all your home care equipment needs. Oxygen, hospital beds, enteral feeding, walkers, commodes, lift chairs, or bath seats, we can meet your needs. We're the home with a family feeling. Medicare, Medicaid, and most insurance companies are welcome. Come by and let us meet your home care equipment needs. We're at Covington Plaza next to McDonald's. Carroll Home Healthcare, 786-2030. That's Carroll Home Healthcare, 786-2030. At Food Depot, we invite you to try a new and better way of doing business. You buy the groceries at our cost, plus 10%. This week's specials include large crisp lettuce, 68 cents a head. Thompson seedless white grapes, 78 cents a pound. Soft and gentle bathroom tissue, a 4-pack for only 78 cents. Half a gallon of assorted flavors of Mayfield ice cream for only $1.79. A 4-pack of Flavor Right biscuits, sweet milk or buttermilk, 83 cents. USDA heavy western boneless round steak, $1.65 a pound. Fresh quarter loin pork chops, $1.59 a pound. And quality hamburger or hot dog buns, a 12-pack, only 63 cents. Food Depot in Covington, Conyers, and Stockbridge.
Out of the 5th inning. And Brad Wright on the mound pitching for Mariana. Throws a strike to the leadoff batter, Ryan Register. Register struck out his first time at bat back in the 2nd inning. And they struck out to side. Brad Wright did. Next pitch, pop up, hit the screen, foul ball. Catcher gets it, but it's hit the screen, so it's just a strike 2 to Register. Register plays third base for North Carolina. Brad Wright, southpaw, on the mound, pitching for the Florida boys from out of Mariana, Florida. Here's the stretch. Pitch on the way. Low and away. Bounce back to the screen, and 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Ryan Register.
And we're looking over on field number 1 where South Carolina is playing Texas in the winner's bracket. And your score over there, 6-4, and they head to the bottom of the 3rd inning.
The loser of this game will be on their way home. Here's a pitch. High inside. That's 2-2. Count levels off at 2-2 to the batter, leadoff batter, Ryan Register here in the 5th inning for North Carolina. The bottom of the 5th. North Carolina got a couple weird runs. Next pitch, strike 3 called. And that is strikeout number 7 for Brad Wright.
And while we have 15 seconds, why don't we pause for station identification on the Dixie Boys Radio Network.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430, Covington.
Crestetta steps in and takes the first pitch for strike 1. Ashley Cartretta playing out in left field for North Carolina. Brad Wright winds and fires. Fastball in there for ball on the inside. 1-1 the count.
Looked like the umpire raised that left arm.
Yeah, he did.
Calling for the strike.
Here's the stretch by Brad Wright. The pitch on the way. Foul back to the screen. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 away in the bottom half of the 5th inning. North Carolina with a 2-0 lead over the Florida boys out of Mariana. Infield straight away for the Mariana boys. Outfield straight away. We have not had any substitutes as yet. However, it does look maybe. No, I guess the left fielder's the same. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball dropped for the catcher. Throw to first, Gerganis, and he comes off the bag, and the base runner is safe. Low throw by the catcher. So he gets a strikeout, but E2. And we have a base runner on at first. Strikeout number 8. But we have a base runner.
In this game, we have seen only 5 base hits. That's how good the pitching is, and we have seen a total 15 strikeouts by both sides. But here the error lets a runner on base with 1 down.
And a run scored. Brad Wright had a runner on third base, and he threw the ball away, and a run scored, and runner on second went to third. Then he balled, and that let the second run come in.
Without the pitcher's mental mistakes, we would have a scoreless battle right now in the 5th inning.
That's right. Tony Gerganis out talking to the ump about something or other. And now the ump is going down and talking, conferring with the first base umpire. And they're maybe trying to say the interference on the batter on that particular play on the strikeout.
That is a possibility because the batter interfered with Morse as he came out of his catcher's position.
There is no appeal on that. So the play stands as is. Base runner on a first with 1 out. And Jeffrey Genretta is the batter, the catcher. He hit a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd inning. There's a stretch by Brad Wright. Pitch high for ball 1. Good fastball. Sasso in left. Pittman in center. Nathan McDonald over in right for the Florida boys out of Mariana. Here's a stretch by Brad Wright. Pitch on the way. Fastball high inside, ball 2. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 2-0 score. Good ball game. Pitchers battle. Here's the stretch. Pitch again. Swing. There's a fly ball. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Drops in front of McDonald. He throws to second base on the forced play, and they get the runner at second. McDonald, I think he did an excellent job. Like he was going to catch the ball. Held the runner at first, but he couldn't get down to second base as the ball did fall in front of McDonald out in right field. And the base runner on first Cotretta is out 9-6. Were you keeping score?
Now, the question is, for Jeffrey Jenrette, is it a single or is it a fielder's choice? Because he probably would have been at first anyway.
I gave him a base hit.
I agree. I believe it is a single.
First pitch is called strike to the next batter, Montoya Moore, the pitcher. He struck out. He was a strikeout victim. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Usually in this level of baseball, the pitchers are usually good hitters.
Usually your best athletes are your pitchers and your shortstops.
Here's the next pitch. There's a ground ball, third. That's foul ball. He just reached out for that one and ripped it foul. So we have a count of 2 strikes to the batter. 2 away, bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0, North Carolina leading the Mariana, Florida boys.
Heads-up play by the right fielder, and we didn't mention much about this Nathan McDonald. He let that ball drop in front of him, but realized that Cotretta held up at first base to see if the ball would drop. Good force play at second.
And he made a great throw to second base, but he has a great arm. I don't believe you saw him pitch. He's a very good pitcher.
We may see a little bit of McDonald later on. However, Wright is pitching very well, other than those 2 mental mistakes.
That's right. It's been a great ball game up to that. All right, 2-strike pitch on the way to Moore. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That retires the side. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, they come up with no runs. They had 1 hit. There was 1 miscue, that by the catcher. And they had 1 man left on base. And the score through 5, 2-0, North Carolina.
You are listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series, and the fastest moving game in this series so far. It's the Florida All-Stars taking on the North Carolina All-Stars, and we'll be back with more live baseball action coming up for you from City Pond Complex right after this.
Why do people go to Pippin's Barbecue? Because they've heard about the great food, great service, and great prices. Pippin's Barbecue has delicious baby back ribs, Brunswick stew, and smoked chicken. But no matter what you try, you're going to love what you eat at Pippin's Barbecue.
Our food and our service just can't be beat. You're going to love what you eat.
Pippin's Barbecue, Highway 20 South in Conyers and on Alcovey Road in Covington.
With so many events going on in our world, you need information sources that you can count on. Listen to WGFS, Covington's news and information leader, for the latest in what's going on in Newton County. And for what's going on in our world, tune to CNN. The cable news network is the world's most reliable news source. If you can't get CNN, call Covington Cable TV at 787-4444. Call 787-4444 for CNN.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430 Covington.
Will be leading off for the Florida Mariana boys here in the top of the 6th inning. The first pitch from Moore is low, and it's ball 1. Tyler single as a leadoff batter in the 1st inning, and he walked in the 3rd inning. So he'd been on base twice, and he was left stranded both times. However, he was caught trying to steal 3rd base. Next pitch in there for a called strike. John took it all the way. 1-1 the count to Tyler. Here's the windup and a pitch from Moore. There's a shot left field. Shortstop, great play, long throw. He can't get him, though. He beat it out. Shortstop dove, knocked the ball down, threw from a prone position, and made a great throw, but Tyler pretty speedy there, beat it out for a single.
Tyler has excellent speed, and if the runner or the batter slash runner had less speed, they might have had a chance to get him. Terrific play by the shortstop. Another thing that I wanted to mention, John Tyler and Rhett Williams are a combined 4 for 4 with the walk. The rest of the order 0 for 14.
Wow. Moore on the mound, pitching. He steps off, looking over at Tyler. Tyler is prone to be going. He stole 2 bases in the ball game already. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Pittman. Curveball, there goes the throw. It's high, and Tyler slides in safely with another stolen base.
Well, looks like John Tyler going to be speedy just like his father. 3 stolen bases in this game.
He can go. He can motor. And the pitch was a ball to the batter, Richard Pittman. Richard can hit the long ball. In the first game, I remember, he hit a long double off the left field fence on field number 1. But now the ump's going out and going to talk to the pitcher about something. I don't know what it is, but now he's coming back. There was quite a discussion out here last night on the situation. While we have a moment here, we had a pitcher came on in to pitch. He pitched to 3 batters, and he had to leave the game because the Florida coaches, they stepped across the foul line down to first base twice. So that was automatic, have to remove the pitcher. All right, the batter, Pittman, steps back in. 1 ball. The count. Runner on at second. Squares to bunt and does, but it's foul down the third base side. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pittman.
Now, I have a question. You had somebody come down here and just wave hello to you. Now, I can see you have your fan club, and our friend that was here a couple days ago, Ken Malcolm, has his fan club. Can you give me advice on how to get myself a fan club?
I don't really know. That was one of the mamas of one of the players. In fact, that was the mother of the shortstop, Mathis.
Well, they're very happy that we're doing the games here on the Dixie Boys Radio Network, and we welcome all the affiliates carrying tonight's game between Florida and North Carolina. 2-0, North Carolina with the lead. 0-2 on Richard Pittman as he talks it over with his third base coach.
2 strikes to count to Pittman. He bunted 1 foul and nipped 1 foul. Here is the pitch from Moore. Base runner Tyler on at second base. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Another foul ball down the third base side. Pittman getting around on those slow curve balls. And it's not a fast curve. It's a slow curve this boy throwing, but it's keeping the Florida boys off balance very much. They love a good fastball. They're fastball hitters.
There's enough of a difference between the fastball and the curveball that Montoya Moore has all those batters out in front.
Here's a windup. Here's another curveball, a pop fly, right field. The right fielder going back, and he's over, and he makes the catch. Here goes Tyler. It's going to be close. He just makes it in there. Boy, that was close at third base. Good throw by the right fielder, and his name is Richard Booth. He made a great throw to third base there. But Tyler over at third base now as Pittman goes out on the fly ball to the right fielder.
Excellent arm.
Wright comes up now. Brad has been up twice. He struck out, and ground popped up to shortstop. He's had runners in scoring position. Both times he's been to bat. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike call. Good fastball. That was one of the better fastballs that Moore has thrown in the ball game. He really ripped them. Looked like Ale Palmer. Here's a curveball. Swings and misses. A curveball breaking into and down to the right-hand batter, right. Some guys call that a slider. I call it an old curveball.
Either way, it's a tough pitch to hit.
Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip. No, he didn't foul tip it, he said. So Wright go down to first base. He did not foul tip it, and the ump said he is out. That is correct. That's strikeout. We had to pause on that to make sure we were right. That's out number 2 in the inning, and that's strikeout number 8, I believe, for the North Carolina pitcher. And Tony Clay Gerganis comes up. Clay can tie the game up here. He's capable. If the pitcher just makes one little mistake here, we'll have a tie game. First pitch outside for ball 1.
Gerganis moving up toward the front of the batter's box to try to get around on that curveball before it has that sharp break, which it has right at the end.
We have 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning, trailing 2-0 at the Mariana Florida boys. The next pitch is low and away on a curveball for ball 2 to Gerganis. Base runner Tyler over at third base. It's his second time over there this evening. Here's the windup and the next pitch from Moore. Strike, caught the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Gerganis. Left fielder way down in left field. Shaded towards the left field line. The windup and the next pitch. Swing, pop up, high pop up. pitcher calls for it more, and he takes it for out number 3 as Gorganis pops up to the pitcher for out number 3 here in the inning. And for the Florida boys, they come up with no runs. They had 1 base hit, there were no errors, and they had 1 man left on base. 5.5 innings, it's 2-0 North Carolina.
And you're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. It is the North Carolina All-Stars leading the Florida All-Stars 2-0, and we'll be back after these messages.
Oh, it was terrible. Last night I dreamed that I didn't have HBO. I turned on the television, and all the movies had commercials every 15 minutes. The series were old and had been in syndication since 1976. It was horrible. I tried every channel, but it was hopeless. I couldn't find HBO. But then I woke up. I ran to my TV, and there it was, HBO, with uncut and uninterrupted movies like A League of Their Own, Mo Money, Whispers in the Dark, and Strapped, an HBO original movie, plus top comedy series like Dream On and The Larry Sanders Show starring Gary Shandling, not to mention World Championship Boxing and Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam. Believe me, having HBO is a dream come true, but trying to live without it is a nightmare. So wake up and get HBO.
Call Covington Cable TV 787-4444, 787-4444.
You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on your local sports leader, WGFS AM 1430, Covington.
Bottom half of the 6th inning, Hofstetler, ground ball to Mathis, boots the ball, throws, not in time. And Mathis doesn't usually do that, but he booted that one, so the base runner, Robbie Hofstetler, is the base runner, E6 if you were keeping score. And the leadoff batter is on once again for North Carolina. And Mike Slater, the center fielder, struck out on the fielder's choice is the batter, scored one of the runs. Here's the windup and the pitch. There's a ground ball. Clay Gorganis gets it. Throws to second. Steps on first. He is out. Double play. 3 unassisted down to the shortstop Mathis. And that takes care of that error. That covers it up very well. 3 unassisted, 2-6 for the double play.
And Mathis with a chance to redeem himself by making a good tag there on Hofstetler. 2 down, and just like that, the base runner erased.
Clay Gorganis made a good play. That ball was hit hard down at first base, and he captured it, stepped on the bag. The batter, Carlos Gaithers. He's had one of the 3 hits for North Carolina boys. Swings and misses at a shoulder-high fastball. Strike 1. Florida boys have one more at bat. Looking ahead, be Sasso, Williams, and McDonald. Next pitch is ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Carlos Gaithers. Plays shortstop for North Carolina. Excellent ball game, 2-0. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A lot of strikeouts in the game. Moore has 8. Here's the windup and the pitch, swing and a miss. That is strike 3, and that retires the side here in the 6th inning for North Carolina. They come up with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And through 6 innings of play, it's 2-0. North Carolina over Florida.
And you are listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series. Last chance for Florida in the 7th inning. Florida taking on the North Carolina All-Stars. And we'll be back with more play-by-play action for you after this.
Carroll Home Healthcare is growing fast thanks to you folks who have allowed us to meet your home hospital equipment needs. We've just added a respiratory therapist to better serve our oxygen patients. We've also added enteral feeding to our services and expanded our in-store inventory. When you need anything related to home care equipment from oxygen to walker tips, come in and see why our customers talk about the family feeling they get doing business here. We're in Covington Plaza next to McDonald's. Carroll Home Healthcare, 786-2030. The Family Food Depot, we invite you to try a new and better way of doing business. You buy the groceries at our cost, plus 10%. This week's specials include large crisp lettuce, 68 cents a head. Thompson seedless white grapes, 78 cents a pound. Soft and gentle bathroom tissue, a 4-pack for only 78 cents. Half a gallon of assorted flavors of Mayfield ice cream for only $1.79. A 4-pack of Flavor-Right biscuits, sweet milk or buttermilk, 83 cents. USDA heavy western boneless round steak, $1.65 a pound. Fresh quarter loin pork chops, $1.59 a pound. And quality hamburger or hot dog buns, a 12-pack, only 63 cents. Food Depot in Covington, Conyers, and Stockbridge.
All right, we are in the top half of the 7th inning. A last shot for the boys from Marianna, Florida. And Justin Edenfield, the pinch batter. Here's the pitch, and it's ball 2. 2 balls. He took the first pitch, it was in the dirt, and this one, fastball inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Justin Edenfield, leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Florida boys. Pitchers battle here this evening. Here's the next pitch. Swing, there's a fly ball. Short center field is both going after it. Center fielder comes over, and he takes it for out number 1. 2 more outs to go, and Rhett Williams will be stepping in. Rhett has 2 base hits on the evening. 2 singles, line drive singles into left field. He's up for his 3rd time. Marianna has, 3 base hits, 4 base hits in the game.
All singles and 2 of them by Williams.
Moore looks in, winds, and he fires. Swing, there's a foul back and over. Down to first base side, strike 1. Nathan McDonald on deck for the Florida boys out of Marianna. This has been certainly has been a real pitcher's battle here this evening. Here's the windup and the pitch from Moore. Low and away for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rhett Williams. Plays third base for the Florida boys. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing, there's a shot, but it's foul down the third base side. Count is strike 2. Everybody's standing up, and somebody hit one over to the other side, and it went out.
Somebody from South Carolina just hit what appeared to be either a 3-run homer or a grand slam to give North Carolina the lead, or South Carolina the lead over Texas. It's a 3-run shot, 8-6.
All right, isn't that something? Here's the windup, the 2-strike pitch. Swing, there's a shot to the third baseman. He boots it. He throws. Not in time. Williams, the base runner, around at first base for the Florida boys. So the third baseman had the E6 on that. Well-hit ball, and he should have had him, but he made a good throw after he recovered. The ball skipped up toward shortstop. He made a strong throw, but not in time. And now Coach Gerganis goes over and wants to talk to his base runners and his coach over at first base. And Nathan McDonald is the batter. Nathan, he has struck out and grounded out to short. He's a good left field hitter. Tell you that right now. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. There's a little number right out in front of the plate. Pitcher gets it, throws to first in time, and the base runner, Rhett Williams, goes on to second base. So Nathan McDonald was retired, pitcher to first, and Clint Morris, young man who had a double and a single double and a home run last evening, is the batter. This evening, however, he's struck out and grounded out too short. He can hit the long ball. 2 away, top of the 7th. Last chance for the Florida boys to wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss to the curveball, strike 1. Look how far Williams was, halfway down to third base. Shortstop looked like he was going down to back up the third baseman there. Here's a look in by Moore, the pitcher. He fires. Low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Very exciting here. We have 2 out in the top half of the 7th top of the 7th inning, with North Carolina leading 2-0. Runner on at second. Clint Morris, the batter. Here's the windup and a pitch. Swing and a miss to the big sweeping curveball. That's strike 2.
So far, they haven't given Morris anything inside where he can hit the ball. They've kept it away with the curveball.
So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Clint Morris. He represents the tying run. We're in the top of the 7th inning with 2 out. Morris stretches. Here's the pitch. Curveball, low and away. There goes the base runner. He gets into third base safely. I question that situation there, running with 2 out and needing a base runner. So we have 2-2 count to the batter, Clint Morris.
What a heartbreaking situation if Florida had had a runner caught stealing third.
Ball 3, low and away. And the pitcher, Moore, he wanted that one. Montoya Moore, he went down to his knees, and he thought he was going to make a good pitch, but it broke down low and away from the batter. Full count to Clint Morse. Moore looks in. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike three call. He got him looking, and Clint Morse is a strikeout victim, about number 9 for Moore, and that ends the ball game. Marietta, Florida boys, they lose 2-0 to a good North Carolina team, and what a pitching battle we had here this evening.
Well, that certainly was a pitching battle. 2-0 your final score. And in effect, none of the runs really earned, as both scored on mental errors, one throwing error and one mental error by the pitcher, Brad Wright. But don't take anything away from Wright. He certainly threw a great ball game. We'll be back with our post-game wrap-up after this break. You're listening to our live coverage of the 1993 Dixie Boys World Series here on the Dixie Boys Radio Network, and we'll be back with our post-game wrap-up right after this.
County, now you have a choice. That choice is Rockdale Team Sports, located at Salem Gate Shopping Center in Conyers. Rockdale Team Sports provides you with everything you'll need for baseball, softball, basketball, football, and soccer. Take advantage of our fast in-house custom lettering and screen printing. We also offer low prices, friendly service, and a complete uniform service. Rockdale Team Sports would like to congratulate all the participants in this year's Little League World Series, and especially the city of Covington.
In today's world, it's hard to find time for one more business luncheon, one more Girl Scout meeting, one more soccer practice. It seems that everything is vying for prime time in our busy schedules. But one thing that can fit into any schedule is the cable news network. CNN is news around the clock 7 days a week. CNN continually keeps you up to date on breaking news. Call Covington Cable TV for CNN, 787-4444. That's 787-4444 for CNN.
Oh, it was terrible. Last night I dreamed that I didn't have HBO. I turned on the television, and all the movies had commercials every 15 minutes. The series were old and had been in syndication since 1976. It was horrible. I tried every channel, but it was hopeless. I couldn't find HBO. But then I woke up. I ran to my TV, and there it was, HBO, with uncut and uninterrupted movies like A League of Their Own, Mo Money, Whispers in the Dark, and Strapped, an HBO original movie, plus top comedy series like Dream On and The Larry Sanders Show starring Gary Shandling, not to mention World Championship Boxing and Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam. Believe me, having HBO is a dream come true, but trying to live without it is a nightmare. So wake up and, get HBO.
Call Covington Cable TV, 787-4444. 787-4444.
Well, it was a great ball game. Not that great for the Florida boys out of Marietta, as they lose 2-0 to a good North Carolina team. And folks, truly this was a pitcher's battle. Montoya Moore for the North Carolina team. He gave up no runs, 4 hits, and his team committed 1 miscue. He struck out 9 batters, and he should have 1 base on balls. I think those figures are